to start our first session of control structures, and we are going to cover decision making statements in this chapter. So first let me take a new project. Now I will write include stdio.h, which is necessary, right, to execute printf statement. After that, I'm writing int main. You can also write void main, but if I'm writing int main, I have to write return 0. Then after first program, I'm demonstrating simple if. So for simple if, I need a single condition which is need to be true to execute some code, but I will not bother whether what if it is false, right? So I'm writing, say, I'm entering int marks, and I'm taking this marks from user. So for that, I'm using scanf and %t. We all have studied about scanf, printf, and all of that in the second chapter itself, right? So for scanf, I have to write ampersand marks and semicolon. Semicolon is one of the most important thing. So make sure that you don't forget to put that. Otherwise, you will throw an error, right? You will be thrown an error. So after that, I'm checking if marks is greater than or equal to 24. So if it is, then it is going to print f, say student is student passes the exam, right? If it is true. But as it is simple if, I'm not bothered about what if the condition is false. So I'm not writing else statement over here, but for that I'm writing, say, printf and printing statement which is executed regardless of the condition. So this statement will be executed. So this is the block which is going to be executed whether the condition is true or false. So this was the block, right? If you remember the flowchart of previous lecture. So this is all about simple if. Let me save this. Let me save this as, say, simple if, or say decision making statements, right? So okay, and now if I compile it and if I just run it, you can see it is asking me for the marks. If I enter 24 exactly, then it is student passes the examination, and after that it is printing. Okay, so this is what happening because I have not put new line over here. So I want that this must be new line. Also I want to add printf enter marks of student, right? I want to add these two things. Now if I again compile it and run it, you can see it is first asking me enter marks of student. So I'm entering 24 over here. Student passes the exam. This second line you can see over here, student passes the exam is executed because the condition is true. If the condition was not true, it won't be executed. And this line printing statement which is executed regardless of the condition will be executed even if the condition is false. So let me show you that again. Compile it and run it. I think the spelling of statement is wrong. I'm correcting it. And now compile and run. You can see enter the marks of student. I'm entering, say, 19. Printing statement which is executed regardless of the condition, but this is not. Student passes the exam is not printed. Why? Because it is the condition. It is based on condition. If the condition is true, then only it will be printed. If the condition is not true, then it won't be printed. So I hope you understand this concept of simple if. Now if let me show you what if I am using else if, sorry, if else. So for if else, just one thing is to be added. So if you have observed the flow chart of simple if and if else, then you have seen that for if else I have added one block of code as output for the condition of else. So for that also I'm just adding else. So if this is not the case, then this will be printed. If this is printed, then that. So at a moment, only one of them will be printed, right? So for that, I'm writing printf, alas, student failed the exam, right? Just save the program and let me also, okay, so if I just compile it and run it, it is asking me for the marks. So if I'm again entering 24, then it is student passed the exam, and then it is printing statement which is executed regardless of the condition, that is printed. What if I'm entering a mark, say 112 marks, alas, student failed the exam, right? But this is printed because this statement, you can see it over here. This statement is out of if, out of else block. So it will be executed regardless of any condition. So make sure that you clear this concept. This is very important concept. Now, what about else if? So for else if, let me take one another example. So I'm just erasing all of this and I'm asking to enter marks of student. So student's marks is being entered. Now if marks greater than, say, see, okay, not this example, as if I say enter three numbers. Let me do one another example which will be used for nested if also. So say instead of marks, say A, B and C. These are three numbers, and what our program is? Our program is to find maximum of 3, and for that I'm going to use nested if as well as else if later to make you understand the concept. So here I'm adding printf enter number 1, and then just same thing I'm just copying over here. Okay, let me print just scanf ampersand percentage d and a. See, I hope you don't misunderstood this thing. Whenever you are writing some value from variable, you don't need to write and or ampersand, but whenever you are taking value from user, you need to write that. And now I'm just copying all of this and paste it over here. And okay, so now I'm changing this to B and changing this to C. And I have taken percentage D because the numbers are integer. So if the numbers are float, you have to take F, percentage F. So make sure that you don't write it incorrectly. Now the main part comes. If how I can check whether the number one number is greater than all of other two? I will check the condition that whether this number is greater than first number and whether this number is greater than second number or not. If both of this condition is true, then my number is greater than both of the others. But what if one of the condition is false? If even the one of the condition is false, that means my number is not greater than both of them, right? So this is the scenario. Now what I'm going to do, first I will check for A. If A is greater than or equal to B, and see, here is the operator comes. Here where we use operators. And if A is greater than or equal to C also, then I'm going to print A is maximum, right? Now, else if, what if this condition is not true? That means this condition is false. So what is the other condition? If B is greater than or equal to A and B is greater than or equal to C, then what is the scenario? Then I'm going to print B is maximum, right? Now, after that, what is the condition left? The last condition is all about C is maximum. So I do not need to check that. Always remember that in else if ladder, the last condition you don't need to check. So if you have 10 conditions, then you have to write 9 conditions and rest is the other condition. So here I'm writing else, and here printf say C is maximum, right? If I just say let me do one thing, write slash n over here to make it in new line, slash n over here too, and slash n over here, so that when this statement is printing, it will be from new line. Just save this program, compile it and run it. So first it is asking me for the first number, I'm entering 1, second number, okay, I have mistaken, enter number 1, 2 and 3. So C is the maximum, obviously. This is the case. Let me just change it over here. Number 2 and here number 3. You can also do one thing. Instead of writing just A, B, C over here, you can write percentage D is maximum, and here you can write A. So instead of A, it will print the actual value inside the variable A. We have known variables and data types and all of them in our second chapter itself. So I hope you understand this, and I do not need to clear it every time. Here also I'm just writing percentage D is the maximum. So C. If I just save the program again and compile it and run it, it will be like say 1, 2, 3. So 3 is maximum, right? Instead of this, if I just say enter another numbers, that is 24, sorry 25, 24 and 20 or 12. You can see 25 is the maximum number. So this is how we use else if ladder. Even if you have 10 cases, you can write 9 condition using else if, and in the last condition you are going to use else. Now what is nested if? Nested if is all about say if inside if. So for nested if, we just need one modification. How I can modify that? Let me show you. Instead, see, I'm taking the same example, but with different condition. So I'm taking the same example with different condition, and how I can use that. I'm just taking 3 values from user, but instead of checking both of the condition at the same time, I'm using if inside it. How? If A is greater than B, or say greater than or equal to B. So only if A is greater than or equal to B, then only the condition or control goes inside this if block, this if block. Otherwise it will go to this else block, right? If this condition is true, then I'm again writing if A is also greater than or equal to C. What if this condition is true? That means this condition is already true. This condition is also true. That means printf A is, or say A slash n A, or let me write, okay, A is maximum, right? So A is maximum. Now you can say, what if this condition is true? If I'm writing else over here, what does this else means? That means this condition is true, but this condition is not. So here when the control goes inside, that means here A is greater than, let me write it in comment, A is greater than or equal to B. So this condition is true, and if it goes inside this, that condition A is greater than or equal to C is also true. That means A is greater than both of them. So A is maximum. But if the control goes inside this, that means A is greater than B, but A is less than or equal to, or say A is less than C. This is the condition. So what if this is the condition? A is greater than B, but A is not greater than C. That means who is maximum? This is a simple mathematics, guys. Slash n C is maximum, right? And this is the same case when I am dealing with else. If condition come inside else, that means A is less than B. So control goes inside this else block only when A is less than B. So if A is less than B, and then after I'm checking whether A is greater than or equal to C or not. So A is already less than B, but A is greater than C, so that means B is maximum. See, this is the simple logic. A is greater than C, greater than or equal to C, but A is less than B, so B is maximum. What if this is not the case? That means A is less than C, A is less than B. In this time, I cannot assume. So let me change the top condition over here, because if I don't change it, I have to do so many nesting. So let me write something as if B is greater than or equal to C. What does this condition mean? That means A is already less than B. Now, if B is greater than C also, then yeah, that means B is greater than or equal to C also. That means B is maximum. If this condition is true, that means B is less than C. So A is less than B, B is less than C. So who is maximum? C is maximum. So this is how you can write a condition. And now we will check whether whatever we have written is true or not, right? So enter one number, say 12, 14 and 2. So B is maximum, right? Now I just forgot that instead of A and B, you can also write percentage D. Percentage D. And what was that here? That means A is maximum, here C is maximum, here B is maximum, and here C is maximum, right? So this is what the case. Now see, whenever you are writing a program, make sure that your code is optimized. Even you can optimize this code also. Make sure that you write lesser loops, lesser comparisons. Make sure that you are avoiding these computations to make your program more efficient. In small programs, the effect will not be reflect, but when you are writing a higher module or a bigger programs, it will have an effect. So make sure that your program is more efficient, more optimized. So now think how you can even optimize one of the sentence. You can also eliminate one printf over here. Now you think how. This is I'm giving you as a homework. So this is all about simple if, else if, ladder, if else and nested if. In next lecture we are going to study some more example of if else, and then after we are going to study about switch cases. I hope you enjoyed this class, and if you have any doubt regarding the code or something, I'll make sure that I post this code in the comment section below or in the description box. You can see the code over there, and you can perform it by your own in your own device. Even if you have any doubt, you can just mail me on kml310894@gmail.com, or else you can also comment below the comment section to make your I'll make that your doubt is clear and you understand the things. So see you in the next lecture. Thank you so much.